I grew up in Canada as a hockey player and went on to played in all the way up to college till I got a little injured and decided to dedicate myself a little bit more to academics and to fitness and to bodybuilding. So I transferred all that energy that I had for hockey into bodybuilding, and I became really fascinated by how you could change the way that you looked and felt just by changing the way you exercise and how you eat. So I spent the better part of the next 9 years in university doing degrees in nutrition and exercise physiology, all the way through till graduate school, where I started doing research for the military. And I was an exercise and nutrition scientist for the Department of National Defense. And we were doing studies on the effects of certain foods and certain drugs on muscular strength and muscular endurance of the soldiers. And what we found was at the end of 8 to 12 weeks, regardless of what we gave them, what food, what drug, all of them became fitter from these little 12-minute workouts we did once a week. So I became fascinated by the power of intensity. By having these smart, short, intense workouts, people started to get results. So I had a personal training business at the time that I had straight through university. And I started using these short, intense workouts with my clients. We started shortening our workouts from 60 minutes all the way down to 30. And my clients had fantastic results. And after a while, the clients kind of plateaued. And then I discovered the importance of variation, variety. So we had these short, intense workouts, but we had to keep varying these workouts. At around this time, my personal training business had grown. I had a pretty big team of trainers. I had a few studios. And we started taking care of all the actors that would come to Canada to shoot films. We started using these principles on the clients, on the actors, getting them ready for films, and we had fantastic results. And after about 20 films, I found myself training one of the most beautiful actresses in Hollywood for one of the biggest roles in her career. She was playing a superhero. We had to get someone who already had the best body in Hollywood and make it even better. And here was someone who hated to exercise and hated to diet, and I had her working out 25 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and eating these meals 5 times a day. She had fantastic results. And next thing I know, she calls me. She's at lunch with the biggest television personality in the world. And she was getting complimented and couldn't believe that she was only working out 25 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and she was eating 5 times a day. She wasn't starving. So I get on the phone with this big television personality, and she says, "You should really write a book. What's the name of your program?" And as a scientist at the time, I was still a scientist in the military, I said, "Well, it's called multiple variation training, and it's based on general adaptation syndrome." She says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa. What's the name of your program?" And I said, "It's called..." "Oh, I get it. You're making fun of me." She says, "No one is ever going to follow or believe in or understand a program called multiple variation training." So that night I sat down, I said, "Let me break down what this program is." And at that time, my team and myself, we were working almost exclusively with actors coming to Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, shooting films. We had about 25 films under our belt at the time. And I said, okay, well, we shoot a film set 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And we work with the actors on their lunch break. They have about a 30-minute lunch break. So I've got to get them from the trailer, the hair and makeup trailer, worked out and back to the hair and makeup trailer in under 30 minutes. So we had about 25 minutes. And we always had to do a warm-up to make sure they didn't get injured and get their blood pumping and their fat starting to release so we can burn it. Then we would do upper body strength, lower body strength, abdominal toning, and we would end off on the 5th phase, a cardio burn at the end. So 5 phases in about 25 minutes, about 5 minutes a phase, 5 days a week. I said, okay, 5, 5, 5. Anyways, let's think about the diet part. And at the time, some landmark research just came out in all the medical journals, how 5 times a day is the optimum number of meals to make sure that your blood sugar remains stable, that you have control over your diet. So that's what I started using with my clients, the grazing as opposed to gorging, having multiple small meals throughout the day, breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, and dinner. 5 meals a day, 5 days a week of exercises, 5 5-minute phases. It started to become evident to me there was something about this number 5. So I started looking closely at what these meals are that I was giving my clients. Every meal had a low-fat protein like chicken breast, fish, egg whites. Every meal had a healthy carbohydrate, vegetables, fruits, whole grains. Every meal had fiber to keep them feeling full. Every meal had a healthy fat. And every meal had a sugar-free beverage. 5 factors per meal. And the last thing I looked at was having to prepare these meals for my clients on a film set. Being stuck in their trailer in a little tiny kitchen with a limited amount of ingredients in a very limited amount of time, I would get a phone call and say, from set saying, your client is on a lighting break, they're coming back to the trailer, and they've got to be back here in 10 minutes. You have 5 minutes to prepare them a snack or a meal. So in 5 minutes, I had to whip something up with a very limited number of ingredients. Generally, all the recipes took between 4 and 5 ingredients. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. All right, 5 factor.